people everything that I possibly can about the military, which this will help you to be a better airman, a more productive airman. I've got several years of experience behind me, so if you keep your mouth shut and listen to me while I am giving my briefings, I feel certain that everybody will be able to graduate from basic training with no problems whatsoever. Am I understood?
Yes, sir.
I don't hear you.
Yes, sir.
I don't hear you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Everybody knows we're here for haircuts. Now, you will also be getting your range coats, 2 sets of boots.
During your short stay at Lackland, most of this information will be of a procedural nature.
In this class period, you will be briefed on fire drills, personal property inspection,
self-discipline, organization, military bearing, all things you're going to be needing to know later on.
He doesn't tilt it out like this, like you've seen the British type salute. He turns it in towards his body. How long have you gentlemen been here?
48 hours, sir.
You're about to get your 48-hour briefing. Since your arrival here,
Briefly touch on the way you should be wearing your uniform in basic training and out in the Air Force. Just a couple reminders.
The first sergeant's had an opportunity to talk to you and give you his welcome to the squadron and the basic training. Now it's my opportunity. As squadron commander, I am responsible for everything in this area. But most important, I am responsible to make certain that the military training instructors do the training that has to be done, but in particular, that the trainees, yourselves, receive the training that you're supposed to have while you're in basic training. Now that might very well mean that some of you may be here longer than 6 weeks of training as we've got it right now. That could be caused because of hospitalization. That's through no fault of your own. It could be caused because of remedial training needed on your part to come up to standards in your dormitory or in your inspections out on the drill pad. That's very important. You must have those things before you leave basic training. Another possibility is attitude. You must have a positive attitude on the things you're going to get involved in the Air Force, and you must show us that you have that before departure. So don't be concerned about recycle. That can come about. This is the Honor Graduate Certificate. And on it you see a replica of the ribbon that you received for being Honor Graduate from Basic Training School. It's very strict criteria, and for those of you that really apply yourself the whole time you're here in basic training, you'll have an opportunity to receive one of these.
Hey, no, run. Are you free? Oh. Are you free? Oh. Yes, guys. I'm in free. Oh, I'm in free. Oh.
We're in the 5th day of training, and from his record, I've observed that this man doesn't comprehend well, especially in the drill. He just keeps messing up.
The squad leader out there told me the other day that he was having problems reading, comprehending what he was trying to put across to him. Maybe he's having problems with understanding.
I'm sure all of you have heard the words discipline, teamwork, and respect for authority. I'm sure that each of you think that you know what the meaning of the word is as it relates to you as an individual. Now that we're in a military group situation, the definition and the application of these words may be entirely different from what we thought before.
Alright, you'll be on KP all day. They will feed you prior to each meal. The quicker you get done tomorrow, the quicker you'll be able to get back up into the dorm.
operating machine. A lot of people think they don't, but they do, ladies. They look at those because they know that the morale factor is very important. And that if they don't put you at least close to where you want to be, that might affect your morale. It might affect how you look at your job, how you do that job, and in the long run, who's that affect? The Air Force.
Roger, 10.
Today I'm going to pull a formal inspection of this dormitory. I walked in there this morning, it was in a mess. I don't want to see that ever again. If you ever want to see the daylight outside, this dormitory is going to be uptight. And the word is used by teamwork. What is teamwork? Working together, that's right. What's the word? I can't hear you. What is it? Teamwork, sir. What is it, everybody? Teamwork, sir. What? Teamwork, sir!
What's the first word out of your mouth?
Ma'am?
Say it again. Did you dress yourself today?
Yes.
You like to wear necklaces? You do like to wear them. When you're in basic training and in the Air Force with your uniform, you don't wear necklaces, especially outside of your uniform. Your keys are real pretty. Put them in.
I'm sure you're aware of the fact that in addition to the basic concepts of military training taught by your TI, you will also be exposed to certain areas of instruction taught by academic instructors. I hasten to assure you that all of this good information is not going to be handed out exactly what we would term free gratis. You will be tested on it.
First ticket out. Okay, mail. Not much today.
We're going to speak primarily of the budget. A little piece of paper. Doesn't sound like much, does it? What actually is a budget? Who thinks that they can tell me, define in their own terms, what is a budget? What do we mean by a budget?
In order for an individual to be authorized to work with classified material, which the Air Force is protecting, classified, there are certain situations, certain requirements an individual has to meet.
During this hour, we are going to be discussing some of the rules and regulations that you must comply with before going on your first base liberty. Obviously, by now, through your grapevine, you have heard of places known as the Skylark Club, Arnold Hall, Mitchell Hall, the various theaters and bowling alleys that we have here at Lackland. Prior to us letting you loose, so to speak, on your first base liberty, you must understand that there are guidelines, rules, regulations that you must comply with. We're also going to be discussing what type of uniform that you are going to be wearing on your first base liberty. In addition to some of these items, we're going to also be discussing the importance of carrying your military ID card that I have issued you, or I will be issuing prior to your first base liberty.
Good afternoon. Okay, my name is Chaplain Williamson. We're going to be here today for what's called adult value education. Some of you probably don't know what that is, but that is primarily a chance to give you a chance to do some thinking, to reflect on your own life, and what's important to you and what's going on for you, so you have a chance to evaluate where your life's going and how you want to get there.
Ready on the right, ready on the left, ready on the firing line. Fire!
Okay, you got a scattered pattern out there.
order for an injury to be that degree of severe bleeding, the bleeding has to come from one of two places. Can anybody tell me what one of those two places is? Yes. From the veins, arterial or venous bleeding. That's correct.
How many of you gentlemen worked for a living before you came into service? Be honest with me, how many of you worked? For those of you that worked, how many of you received 30 days paid vacation per year? 30 days paid vacation on an annual basis. No one? It's not unknown, but let me assure you it is relatively rare. There are many, many benefits in the United States Air Force today, but this has to be one of the primary benefits. Second, third, and fourth squads were ready.
Ma'am, the confidence course, how are we graded on that? Do we have to go out and do it to get a grade on it?
U.S. Air Force. Bring it on down now. U.S. Air Force. U.S. Air Force.
Never has been this organized before folding everything.
Really?
Yeah. Really. Schools are everywhere.
Make sure your hospital corners are 45 degrees. They don't make hospitals. Really?
Sleeping at attention.
They don't make it out first week and a half. It ain't that bad. Once you learn what you have to do, like they cram everything into the first week and a half, but after that, you just get used to it.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, sir. And how's everyone doing this morning?
Fine, sir.
Okay. This morning's discussion is going to be on the 5 type of discharges that the Air Force offers. And who can tell me what those 5 type of discharges actually are? Airman Siegel.
Sir, they are the honorable discharge, general discharge, undesirable discharge, bad conduct discharge, and the dishonorable discharge.
You'll be leaving the squadron on your 31st day of training, and transportation arrangements will be made for you to go on to tech school or directed duty assignment, whatever's appropriate. Occasionally, transportation is delayed, and sometimes tech school dates are changed. When those occasions arise, it might be necessary for some of you to go down to the casual squadron and stay there for a few days and get involved in various details on base.
I want you to think